What's the smartest way you've tested your daughter's boyfriend? I've been a mechanic for 30 years. My daughter Riley started dating this guy Aiden who claimed to be some hotshot automotive engineer, said he designed engines for BMW, even showed us business cards and work photos. The first red flag was when he offered to buy Riley a brand new Porsche for her birthday. She was thrilled, but something felt off. He kept talking about how money wasn't an issue because of his high-level connections. The second red flag was how he treated my mechanics. He'd come to pick up Riley from the shop and talk down to my guys, telling them they were doing basic repairs wrong, but his terminology was all messed up. Any real engineer would know the difference between a timing belt and a serpentine belt. I decided to test him. I invited him to help out at the shop one Saturday, saying we were short-staffed. He tried to decline, but Riley insisted it would be fun for them to work together. That morning, I set up a simple test. I took a perfectly good BMW and disconnected the battery terminal. Even a first-year mechanic could spot and fix it in minutes. Aiden showed up wearing brand new overalls and pristine work boots. The price tags were still on them. He walked around the car 3 times, checking his phone constantly. Finally, he declared it needed a new transmission. A new transmission for a disconnected battery. I asked him to explain his diagnosis. He stumbled through some Wikipedia-level explanation about transmission fluid dynamics that made no sense. My senior mechanic had to walk away to keep from laughing, but I wasn't done. I reconnected the battery when he wasn't looking and asked him to start troubleshooting a different problem. He spent an hour taking random parts off, making the actual engine worse. By lunch, he caused about $2,000 in damage. My guys were placing bets on what he'd break next. That's when Riley showed up to surprise us with lunch. Aiden tried to save face. He pointed to all the parts he'd removed and started explaining how he discovered major issues that we'd missed. According to him, the car needed $15,000 in repairs. I let him dig his hole deeper. He even pulled up AutoZone prices on his phone to show Riley how much he was saving us by finding these problems. She was impressed, telling me how lucky we were to have his expertise. That's when I made my move. I asked him to show Riley the transmission problem he'd diagnosed earlier. He confidently popped the hood, pointing to random parts. See this here? Classic transmission failure. That's the air filter, I said quietly. The color drained from his face. I walked around the car, pointing out every single thing he'd done wrong. Riley's expression changed from confusion to anger as she realized her boyfriend had been lying. You work for BMW? I asked. What's your employee number? He mumbled something about confidentiality agreements. Because I called BMW's engineering department yesterday, I continued. They've never heard of you. The business card you showed us, the number goes to a pizza place in Ohio. Riley was crying now. Turned out Aiden was actually a bank teller who lived with his parents. The photos on his phone were stolen from real engineers' LinkedIn profiles. He'd been planning to scam Riley into buying that Porsche with her money, not his. He tried to explain, but Riley told him to leave. As he walked out, my senior mechanic called out, "Hey, you forgot to replace the headlight fluid." The next day, we got a call from his mother asking if he could return his new overalls. Said they cost him a whole paycheck. I told her they were covered in transmission fluid and couldn't be returned. There wasn't any transmission fluid on them, of course, but lying runs in families, I guess. Riley was embarrassed at first, but later thanked me for exposing him. She's dating one of my junior mechanics now. He's not perfect, but at least he knows the difference between a timing belt and his own belt.